Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together most weekday mornings, Mondays through Fridays at 8 o'clock Central at this time. We talk with our current and prospective distribution partners about strategies, tips, techniques, success stories, and just supporting each of you. Please remember that we have a different set of Zooms for prospective clients. We typically hold those 2 to 3 times per day. So anyone is welcome to any of the Zooms, but different target audiences. So these morning slots are for those of you that are either current or considering being a distribution partner. And then in contrast, those that are held throughout the day are best suited for clients looking for capital. With that being said, I have my screen shared, and we're going to go through a really important question. I don't know if you've ever been asked this, but sometimes when you explain to prospective participants what we do, they might say, well, is it a scam? Is it real? And so we're going to go through in great detail to answer that question. Is it a scam? Because the question that can make it seem too good to be true is, well, wait. So what you're saying is that we can help anyone create a fundable business, this top sentence, to qualify for funding. A minimum, contractually guaranteed minimum of 100,000, but it sure could be a whole lot more. And we can use a Shelf Corporation to get there. Is that real? How can that be? If it's that simple, why doesn't everybody have $5 million? And why doesn't everybody own one or more Shelf corporations? Well, the reason that it is real is that we're actually doing what we say that we do. We will help clients become fundable. I frequently have clients or prospective clients that want something that's not real. They often want something that's too good to be true. I think a lot of people are out looking for a scam. Well, that's not what we are. So, what we're going to do is legally and ethically, and I'm going to reinforce that in a moment. I'll come back and be able to validate that momentarily. But what we do in our model, what you and I do, what our model does is we address the 3 C's. Anyone that's knowledgeable at all about business funding, they know about the 3 C's. However, there's a lot of people that aren't like you and I. There's a lot of people that don't know the relevance, the importance, the urgency of the 3 C's. They just want to squat down like a toddler, shake their fist, get real noisy, and say, "Give me money, give me money, give me money." Well, that's a scam to think, oh, I can just demand some money. No, we have to qualify for funding. Otherwise, it's too good to be true. So what we do in our model is address the 3 C's, which of course are credit, collateral, and capacity. Capacity is commonly called cash flow. And we do that all packaged with a Shelf Corporation. So in the background here is the landing page. All of you should have your landing page. If you don't have your landing page, give Madison a call or email her. But everyone should have a landing page. Now, there's 2 types of landing pages, aren't there? There's the affiliate landing page that when you feed leads in as an affiliate, they come into the system and then they go to our closers and our closers close them. Alternatively, if you're a white label partner, you'll have your own landing page. It won't have our little logo. It'll have your logo at the top. It won't have my car. It'll have your car or whatever changes you want. So understand 2 types of landing pages. Affiliate landing pages are standardized like we're seeing. And then the white label partner landing pages, white label partner means going out under your branding. It would have your information. So let's go ahead and dig into the 3 C's. So one of the 3 C's is credit. And note, at no cost, we're not selling them something. And technically, it's not even credit repair, but I'll come back to that in a moment. So what our legal team will do, attorneys and or paralegals, will remove negative items and add new positive trade lines as needed to help any client have at least a 720 credit score. I had a client this morning, smart guy, But he's like, credit matters. Well, the truth is there's some lenders that look at personal credit and some that don't. So it doesn't always matter. But in general, it would be good to have good credit. I think people that have shitty credit, they want to try to escape it. It's like, well, I just want to hide it, right? I just want to put it in the closet and cover it up with a blanket so no one knows I have shitty credit. Well, that's a horrible approach because you can't really hide shitty credit. So instead, why don't we improve it? And in the Shelf Corporation, we improve it at no cost. It's included. Now, you might say, so it's credit repair. No, it is not credit repair. So when I told you earlier that I can validate, I can refute any challenge that our program isn't legal, I'll begin to do that now. We were investigated or audited by the Federal Trade Commission, as referenced down here. We grew so quickly, we were getting so many people funding. We got poor people funding, we got rich people funding, we got average people funding machine, and that drew the attention of our competition. So our competition said, oh, that can't be legit, that can't be compliant, that must be a scam. They're getting too many people money. So they complained to the Federal Trade Commission, which is fine, that's their government role. And so then we got audited. And so the first thing that the Federal Trade Commission said is, hey, we want to look at your credit repair. And we said, oh, there's nothing to look at. We don't do credit repair. And so when the Federal Trade Commission comes to you, it's a frightening correspondence. So we went and approached, as you would expect, a law firm to represent us to deal with that audit. The first quote we had, I'm not exaggerating, the first quote for a retainer we had was $1 million retainer. That's what the attorney wanted to, the law firm wanted to represent us. But regardless, we went through this and we prevailed. We through the Federal Trade Commission audit, we had no wrongdoings, no fines, no penalties. We run a clean shop. We run our legal shop. Our law firm, our legal team helped us build everything that we do. So yes, it is compliant. Yes, we do the things that we say that we'll do, but technically it's not credit repair. It's a process of using legal strategies to remove negative items. So not credit repair, but yes, improves credit. Does all lenders look at personal credit? No. But is it smart to have good credit? Of course. And especially with our Shelf Corps, it's included at no cost. So there's the first C. So again, what are we doing here? We're kind of defending, we're kind of discussing the topic of, oh, is this a scam? Well, no, it's not a scam because we create fundable businesses. Well, what does that mean? There's a few other elements, but primarily it's built around the 3 C's. And you can go to the SBA website. You can look anywhere you want and you'll see that the 3 C's are the cornerstone of funding, of business funding. So it's not like we made it up to talk to you about it today. Credit, collateral, capacity. And my goal today is to describe to you how we address those 3 C's, and that's what allows us to create a fundable business. So credit is number 1. Again, in summary, not all lenders look at personal credit, some do. And we provide, since we don't know that some do, we provide a free resource to help. So there's credit. Now, is credit alone enough to go get 100,000 to 5 million? Well, that's a tough answer. It could be, yeah. So normally we want to look for all 3 C's, but there are some lenders that look at just 1 or 2 of the 3 C's. But to get optimal funding, to get traditional business funding, we need 3 C's. So we didn't stop at just credit, which we could have. We could have just done this and nothing else, but that's not our model. So let's continue on. The second of the 3 C's is collateral. So collateral, of course, means what is the borrower pledging to the lender that in case the borrower doesn't repay as agreed, something that the lender can collect to mitigate their risk. Collateral. I think you all know what collateral is. So again, we know just like a lot of small business owners don't have really good credit. So we built it in, we baked it in, it's included at no cost. Also, collateral is often an issue where a lot of small business owners don't have adequate collateral. So what did we do? We baked it in, we built it in at no cost. We provide participants with collateral for business loans. So now you're starting to see it. It's almost like you say, well, uh, Bernard, you couldn't bake a cake. There's no way you could bake a cake. And Bernard's like, well, wait, I have the ingredients, I have the pan, I have the oven. Why in the world would you say I can't bake a cake? I can bake a cake. Well, we can create a fundable business because we have the ingredients. And best of all, we're showing you. It's not like Kentucky Fried Chicken where there's some secret, what is it, 13 proprietary ingredients. We tell you what the ingredients are. We're showing you exactly what we do. So there's no surprise and it's in the contract. Okay, so we've covered credit, we've covered collateral. Now the third C is capacity. This is the one that I think catches the most people, I don't want to say off guard, but they're not as familiar with it. So, and I can elaborate. So capacity essentially means cash flow. So, why would lenders, again, not all lenders care about credit, but why would they? Well, no one knows what people will do in the future, but the best predictor of what people will do in the future is what they've done in the past, and credit's a reflection of that. Why would they care about collateral? Well, no one knows what's going to happen in the future, but if you've got something to pledge, then the lenders are more willing to loan you money. And then thirdly, why would lenders care about your cash flow? Well, it's your ability to repay back the money, right? Because again, and I'm not trying to vent on you, but some people come to us and it's almost like they think they're playing a game of Monopoly, right? Oh, okay, I'll just sign up and I'll roll the dice, give me $5 million. Well, that's crazy talk, right? We have to be fundable, and that's what we do. That's what they've hired us to do, is to create a fundable business, but it actually has to happen, right? All right, so the third C is capacity. So capacity or cash flow is again more complicated because you have historical and then you have forward looking. So, from a forward looking perspective, one of the things that we do, we use an award winning software. It's the same software that we all used when we worked for the SBA. When I was a college professor, it's the same software I used for my credit earning college students, and now we use it. So, we create lender compliant financial projections. Those are included for free with every Shelf Corporation, and that substantiates it, justifies it, validates, yes, the business will be able to pay back the loan. Now, so that's forward looking. Is there more to it? There is. Also, having current cash flow. So not just telling the lender what we think is going to happen in the future, which is essential, but what do we have now to show them that we can afford the debt payments? Because again, $100,000 loan is going to be a lot smaller payment than a $5 million loan. We have some people that come to us that want a capital raise with a B at the end, right? $1 billion. It's like, do you have enough cash flow to pay those monthly payments? Can you even imagine what your monthly payment would be on a $1 billion loan? We have to be able to justify that. So we put together the financial projections, and then also what we can do to validate that is start putting in daily deposits into the participant's bank account. So again, this is real. It's not a scam. It's not made up. It's not too good to be true. We'll literally start putting daily deposits into the client's bank account. Why would a lender like to see that? Because it demonstrates capacity. It demonstrates cash flow. Is it possible to get a loan, to get an SBA loan without current cash flow? It is. A pre-revenue business, according to the standard operating protocols, the SOPs of SBA, can get a loan. But is it better? Is it preferable to have a business that demonstrates that it can pay the debt that it wants to borrow? Absolutely. So, in summary, is it real? Yes, it's real. Yes, it's legal. Yes, it's compliant. Not because Uncle Joe told you, or not because I told you, or not because Claude thinks it is. I mean, it's everything's in writing. We've gone through an audit and passed the audit with no wrongdoings, no fines. We have a legitimate business model. Now, maybe it's too complicated for some people to understand. Maybe some people will enroll, but they don't comply. That can happen. But we will do what we promise to do. And because of that, we can raise a lot of money for any of your clients. So, in short, we legally and ethically help clients meet the underwriting criteria for large business loans. We guarantee in writing. I mean, if we just wanted to make outlandish statements that were too good to be true, we wouldn't put it in writing, right? That would be suicidal to go put illegal things in writing. Obviously, we're not going to do that. So we guarantee in writing, it's a contract that all clients will receive a large capital raise. So today what we covered is it a scam? I will tell you, some people will come to you and they'll want a scam. They'll want something that's too good to be true. But that's not what you and I are going to do, at least not together. That's not what our model is. We're going to legally and ethically help people have a fundable business. We can make that fast and easy through the Shelf Corporation model, and then you can monetize that. If you don't have your landing page, if you need help, if you need resources, what are you going to do? You're going to call Madison. Some of you will call Madison and she'll be on another phone call and you'll get mad as a hornet. Well, Madison didn't pick up. Well, I don't know. Do you answer every call that comes in live? Sometimes you're busy, right? Sometimes you can't answer the call. But Madison will call you back. You can email her. And then cheapshelfcorp.org is directed to our landing page. It looks just like this. So if you're looking for money to start or grow a business, you can go to cheapshelfcorp.org. It'll bring you to this page. You fill out this information, and then we'll follow up with you and we'll get you set up. So with that being said, let's go to questions, comments, concerns that you have. All right, so Curtis brings up a good point. So there's two different roles. There's affiliate and white label partner. So it's important to know which role you're in and what you do. If you're an affiliate, the less you say, the better. Refer people into your landing page. It looks just like this. Help them fill this out so they're into the system and you get credit. And then our closers will take it from there. Stop talking. Now, if you're a white label partner, it's much different. Now you're answering questions, you're overcoming objections, you're getting the client under contract, and you're collecting money. It is crucial that you're in the right role. Thank you, Curtis, for pointing that out. So who else has questions on what we do? Because if you understand it, it makes sense. But I do realize, and I had a client yesterday talk to twice during the day. And then again, I went home last night and had to talk to him more because really what he really wanted was a scam. He thinks, he finally admitted it to me because I thought something's wrong with this guy. So finally I realized he thinks that the whole banking system is corrupt. He doesn't think that banks work the way they say they do, and he just wants to fuck them. He just wants to get them. And so it's like, no, no. The banking system is what it says it is, but I'm not here to lobby for them. But we have to do this right. We just can't make shit up and then expect to go get funding. All right, so let's dig into the questions here. So Claude's asking about capacity and cash flow. So yeah, there's different ways. So we can break that down. And again, Claude, I appreciate the question. The reason that we get together in the mornings is to dig as deep as you need. So where could cash flow come from? Well, number one, we could liquidate the AR. That's the most obvious one, right? Because we're providing collateral to every client. We're providing them 100,000 of collateral for free. And so we could liquidate that 100,000. Now, if they need more than 100,000, we can get them more than 100,000. But the point is, regardless of the dollar amount, we could liquidate that. That's legal, but it is kind of gaming the system, right? Because it's putting deposits into the client's bank account. From a lender's perspective, they're happy because they say, "Oh, that's a real business. They have clients that are paying them money. It's a real business." But they can't necessarily determine, is it from liquidation of the AR that was transferred, or is it an organic sale? It doesn't really matter. It's treated the same. So this would be, I think, the best way, Claude, to create cash flow. The next would be to operate the Shelf Corporation. Because when we transfer the Shelf Corp, which normally happens in about 7 days, it's a real business. It's a real business with a real business plan, a real entity, a real EIN. It's a real business, right? So that business can be operated. I had a conversation with a gentleman this morning driving in, and it was spirited. And he's like, "No, I don't have time for that." And I'm like, "What the fuck? You're an entrepreneur. You don't have time to be an entrepreneur, but you came to us to borrow money to be an entrepreneur?" Had a guy yesterday, "I'm too sick." Well, why are you borrowing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're too sick to run a business? That makes no fucking sense, right? So either you're an entrepreneur, or they're not you, either they're an entrepreneur or not. And entrepreneurs sell goods or services to clients to make money. So this Shelf Corp comes ready to make money, ready to start making money. And what happens when we make money? We have daily deposits. So that's number two. I guess there's other ways, but um, but the main two would be these two. We can simply liquidate the AR, which is there, which makes sense, right? If I borrowed $10 from you today for lunch, would you not ask me to pay you back tomorrow? And I know a personal loan's different than a business loan, but just go with the example. Sure, I owe you the $10. So if you're a business owner and we're transferring somewhere between 100,000 and millions of dollars, is it okay to ask the debtors to pay you? Of course it is. You're the creditor, they're the debtor, they owe you money. So let's collect that money. And what does that do? It creates cash flow. I think some of you are so smart. You operate at this Mensa level that you don't understand just basic business principles. If you're owed money, collect it. And when you collect it, you put it in your business bank account, and that creates cash flow. It's not rocket science. It's not. It's not. All right, let's see. So Romeo asked, "Does credit repair?" We don't do credit repair, Romeo. We just covered that, and we went through a full audit to defend. We do not do credit repair, but we do help repair credit. So yes, we can, because how do you get a great credit score? Whether it be personal or business. If there's negative, you want to remove negative. And if there's an absence of enough positive, we want to add positive, add trade lines. So that's what we do. That's what we do. All right. Let's see. Curtis asked, through the Shelf Corp, does the client have to sell Shelf Corps? No, no, of course not. All right. Toby asked, for those of us who are white label partners. Yeah. So as a white label partner, and there's kind of almost two layers of white label partners. So you can sign up as a white label partner. You don't pay anything, and you're up and running normally within a day. Now there's other resources that we can provide if you want to pay the white label partner license fee. So that would be a lot of the customized, personalized resources. It would be getting set up for what we call the direct to merchant financing. So that way the clients apply for financing through you as a white label partner. The lenders like US Bank and others, they fund the client, and that funding goes directly to you instead of to them. Like if you ever bought a car, right? When you finance a car, they don't send you the 75,000 to go give to the dealership. They wire the money to the dealership. So yeah, so Toby, if you want to be fully plugged in, be a fully engaged white label partner, and I think you'll really like how efficient that is. It's just some of you don't want to pay your white label partner license fee. You just want whatever you can get free. Give me whatever is free. I want free. Well, then you're not going to get all the personalized resources that you would if you paid the license fee, because it cost us time and money. And yeah, so Toby's right. So we offer to waive the white label partner license fee, but there's performance requirements, right? And you all need to be familiar with that, because it just doesn't make sense for us to keep training and supporting bumps on the log. All right. And so, yeah, if there's individual questions by clients, we need to work with them one-on-one. This is not a good place to go through client-specific information. But with that being said, you're able to call Madison. She's your first line of contact. You can email Madison. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Are there any other questions we need to cover before we wrap it up today? So I think we can feel very comfortable. We're following very basic business principles around the concept of the 3 C's. You and I have an innovative, legal, compliant way of helping address the 3 C's. And then there's a few other things that are needed. Of course, we need an entity that's in good standing. We need a good commercial address. We need an EIN. We need a bank account. I mean, there's those peripheral items that we address through the Shelf Corporation as well. But the key to getting funding, to getting large funding, are the 3 C's. And we've baked them in, we've built them in. And that's what makes this legal. And it's different, it's innovative, but it's true, it's real. And so if clients will participate, they'll follow our guidance, then we guarantee in writing that they'll get funding. Now, if someone just signs up and then decides, well, I'm not going to do anything, and just crosses their arms, it might not work, because they're going to have to be engaged. It's their business. It's not a scam. And that's what will make the most people frustrated. Some people, I'm telling you, they want a scam. They want something that's too good to be true. But that's not sustainable. That's not legal. That's not ethical. That's not compliant. Our model is. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. We will see you back tomorrow morning, same time, same place. If you're a white label partner, you need to be doing a deal a week. I don't know what else to tell you. You need to be doing a deal a week. That's the promise you made. Do a deal this week. If you can't do a deal this week, get with us. Figure out, why are you incompetent in doing what you promised to do, so we can help you. Thanks, everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.